Okay, so we're going to go from left to right. The first step is the inner war, okay? The inner war is basically just killing the current version of yourself or killing your old identity, okay? You are no longer in alignment with who that person is anymore once you decide to take this first step, okay? And once you decide to make that first step and you make that decision, you are choosing a different path that is completely abnormal to you, which is completely scary, okay? Because you never became or done the things that that person that you want to become has done before, right? But when you decide to do so, you start to leave a legacy, okay? You start to have the ability to inspire and influence when you decide to make that decision. Next thing, patience. Look, I know I can be impatient sometimes, okay? We love to rush the process. However, life is a marathon, not a sprint, okay? Once you develop some patience with yourself, you realize that you're forming a source of commitment, okay? So these things that you decide to do, the new version of yourself becomes normal to you. You are now shaping your new identity, right? And then that leads to an impact, okay? So when you're committed to something and you're constantly doing it, even when you don't feel like doing it, that impact will lead to results. And nowadays, or just life in general, people do not care about what you say. People only care about results, all right? Nobody really wants to grind it out with you, bro. People just want to wait at the end of the finish line and say that they know you once you are already a winner. All right, cool. The third thing, failure, bro. You're going to get kicked on your ass multiple times. You are going to fail more than you win. The average person, once they fail, they get discouraged. They want to give up. They let their emotions get the best of them. However, you have to keep getting back up. Do not let your emotions, let your fatigue, don't let anything outside of the fact that you want to achieve a certain mission knock you off your balance. It doesn't matter what it is. That is Satan that is trying to do that for you, towards you. And if you don't believe me, look at the other video. I talk about how Satan attacks. Failure is a good thing. Failure means that you are growing. You are growing into your strength because no one's born to strength. You become the strength over time through going through adversity. Now, that failure will lead to consistency, okay? These small daily habits eventually will lead to a massive change in your life. If you keep failing until you win, you have no choice but to grow, right? Now, when you know that you're doing something and you're overcoming this adversity through continuing to fail, continuing to try, and even when you don't want to, bro, and you're being consistent with that, that will leave you with an internal peace, okay? And when you have internal peace, that means that you have an unbreakable mind, unbreakable confidence, and it's just a inner knowing of who you are deep down in your core. Now, doubt and fear, okay? This is another two Satan strategic attacks, right? This is you questioning your identity, questioning your worth. However, if you're able to fight through that, you get a breakthrough. And with that breakthrough, you're proving to yourself that you can push past your limits, all right? You are pushing past your limiting beliefs. The human mind is very powerful. The soul and spirit is very powerful. We are a lot more stronger than we believe. Something has to give if you continue to push past your beliefs, okay? Some sort of success is always at the end of the road if you continue to just keep going, bro. Just don't stop, keep going. Now, if you continue to practice that, you build strength. Proving to yourself you are who you say you are, all right? That's basically what strength is. It's an unbreakable willpower. It doesn't matter what life is throwing at you. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter who. You know that you can handle whatever it is that life got in front of you because you've proven to yourself that I've always gotten up when things got hard and I've never given up. That strength is very, very important for all of us, right? The next thing, you rise to discipline, doing what you hate to do like you love to do it. I believe Mike Tyson said something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you continue to be disciplined, you ascend and you transform. So your transformation, your new identity starts to completely crush the old version of you. All right? Because over time, you've proven to yourself that you are disciplined and you are ascending to the next version of yourself. And that discipline, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, financial discipline, or through your job or through your work, whatever it is, whatever form of discipline, whatever it is that your mission is, okay? If you continue to do that, that will lead to freedom, okay? Mental freedom, emotional freedom, financial freedom, spiritual freedom, freedom from guilt, shame, and your past. And now, once you build that freedom, You are now in the stage of this life that you broke out of the dark night of the soul, because a lot of the times when you start off from the bottom and you're trying to ascend to the next version of yourself, you're going to start off in a dark night of the soul, which is a spiritual crisis that leads you closer to God's glory or the light or whatever you want to call it, okay? The universe, whatever it is. That will lead you to a freedom, and you will break through that dark night of the soul. And that breaking through that dark night of the soul will literally give you an infinite source of strength, peace, impact, and legacy, because you are now proving to yourself that you are a lot more powerful than you truly are, that you truly believe. All right. Next thing, you have to sacrifice. You're giving up comfort. You're giving up fun. You're giving up things that you feel like you just love to do so much, bruh, but you're giving it up for a greater sense, for a greater purpose, for a greater good. Okay. This purpose is discovering your why you was sent here, your God-given mission. Okay. Now that purpose leads to a meaning. You will live a life that matters, a life of fulfillment. Now, the last thing is loneliness. All right. You hear a lot of people say it's lonely at the top, right? You're going to lose out on a lot of people. You're going to have to cut a lot of people off. You're going to lose a lot of friends, families, relationships, opportunities going out. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. You're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. But when you're lonely, that allows for you to align with your destiny, because you're by yourself and you're able to connect more with God. And when you align with your destiny, you become the person that you were meant to be. You are now in alignment. And when you are in alignment with your higher self, everything that is supposed to be in your life will start to attract to you naturally, right? And when you finally decide to align with your destiny and your higher self, that gives you a feeling of eternal reward, okay? Eternal satisfaction, everlasting satisfaction. That's pretty much the end of the video.